Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Berkman Klein Center for Internet and Society Lunch and Learn, BKC. My name is Valerie Gomez. My pronouns are she, hers. I am a program manager here focused on student programs. We're so pleased that you came here today to learn about the different opportunities. We know how busy it can be with class, so we appreciate you being here. For your friends who said, oh my goodness, I have class, I'm gonna miss it, this is being recorded, so you can let them know that this is going to be on the website as well. We understand also and acknowledge that there are a lot of tech organizations on campus, and we wanted to make sure that they were also here with us today. So from 11 to 11:30, you're gonna learn about some specific opportunities. And then from 11:30 to 12:30, you're all gonna have an opportunity to go out, tour the building, but also visit with organizations and centers across campus. And each of the different stations have a different candy, so be sure to collect a different candy from each of those stations for that tech and treat tour. Before we get started on the lightning talks, I wanted to kind of just mention the common things and the common questions that I get from students. So the Berkman Klein Center, or BKC, has been around for over 25 years. The word internet and society is in our name. And so you can imagine over the course of 25 years how that has really changed. And so people are always wondering and seeing the different things that we've been researching throughout the years. And this year we have 3 areas of focus. So all of our programming, all of our events that you'll see this year are going to be centered around AI, social media, and public discourse. So that will give you an idea of what we're focused on. One of the other questions that we get all the time is, we right now are sitting at the law school. And yes, we are housed in the law school, but we are an interfaculty initiative. The center started as a center within the law school, but evolved into an interfaculty initiative. So what does that mean for you as a student? It means that regardless of your school or your level or your discipline, you are welcome here. So we are pleased that we are one of the centers that get to work with all students, and that we all get to be in community with each other. Now, the last thing I'll say is the word that I just threw out, which is community. Yes, we are in community with each other, but that also is a designation here that we use. A designation that we use for the staff that help support our efforts, the people who are invited as researchers who are doing projects on our behalf, and folks that you'll see here in the rooms and around the tables whenever you're exploring as well. And I hope that you'll be in conversation with them to talk about all of those different topics. So without further ado, I want to let our panel kind of share their experiences here at the center. And we're gonna go back to back. So these are lightning talks. They will have about 4 minutes each. I'm gonna let each of them introduce themselves and their organization in the interest of time. And we're gonna start with Shira.
Hi, everyone. Really good to be here. My name is Shira. I'm a doctoral candidate at Harvard Law School, and I'm here representing Student Leaders in AI, which is one of BKC's student-led programs. I was a cohort member a couple years ago in the inaugural cohort, and last year I was one of the organizers. So just to give a little bit of an overview of what Student Leaders in AI is, again, student-led program, which kind of brings together about 30 to 35 students from different Harvard schools. I think that we had almost representation from all Harvard schools in both years. And kind of the core part of the program is basically a seminar series where each a couple weeks, students get to meet and engage with people working on AI, both from industry, policymakers, and academics. Throughout these seminars, there's also a chance to engage with other students in the program. It's very discussion-based. And then lastly, there's kind of a social element to it. We have social events kind of throughout the seminar, throughout the semester. Another thing that we tried for the first time last year is something called Project Pods. We encourage students kind of optionally who were interested to kind of come together with an idea for a project, if it's a reading group or writing a report together or working on a technical tool, and kind of supported that process. Kind of on a personal note, this was a really fun, enriching, and interesting program for me. I think two things that I got out of it that kind of stood out. One, I think there isn't really a lot of programs that are so interdisciplinary in nature and that you get to meet people, students from really across different places in Harvard that actually work on AI. I think coming to this program, I had, working on this kind of in the legal space, a very narrow idea of what AI is. It was kind of mind-blowing to see people who are working on AI from different angles and understand what AI means to different people that are working on it in different disciplines and industry. And two, I think the strength of the cohort really is a function of the people. I think I met in the first year really wonderful people who I later kept on developing relationships with. A couple friends, we even worked on a project that kind of went beyond the program and we've been working on for the past year together. I don't think I would have met her if it wasn't for the program. So for me, it was a really big success in the first year. Just kind of logistical details, the program is going to run in the spring term. We are going to open applications in the fall, and we really encourage everybody who is interested in AI to apply. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you could pass the mic.
Is this working? Is it on? There we go. Can people hear me?
Yeah?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin. I'm a second year in the law school and also an executive board member of ACE, the AI Safety Student Team. ACE is a university-wide student-organized organization that runs programming and events around AI safety, which is thinking about how you can make AI systems safe and transparent and accountable. We have members both in the law school and also we're very interdisciplinary, so we draw membership in the college and also in FAS and Cs from the medical school and the business school and also the Kennedy School. So I think we've got two exciting announcements to make today. So one is in conjunction with BKC, and thank you, big shout out to Valerie for helping us make this happen, is ACE and BKC are going to be co-sponsoring a speaker series here in the law school on AI policy. So we'll be inviting experts and researchers and policymakers who have worked on various AI policy initiatives to come speak to us about those initiatives and their work. So stay tuned for more details on that soon. The other thing that ACE is going to be running is in conjunction with the Harvard Law AI Association and the Harvard Kennedy School AI and Tech Policy Caucus. So all three of our groups are going to be co-sponsoring a Intro AI Policy Fellowship in the fall. So this is going to be a 7-week-long reading group for students both in law school and also elsewhere to come together and do readings and get free food because, of course, and eat dinner. To talk about AI policy. So we'll be thinking about questions such as how can we use model evaluations and AI audits to make AI systems safe and behave in more expected ways? How can we use semiconductor policy and chip export controls to stay ahead of tech competition? How can we think about the different societal effects of AI on inequality and labor and various other systems? How can we think about sort of international governance initiatives at the UN and in China and the EU and with the AI Act and elsewhere, and how those can tie into regulation in the US? So we'll be thinking about those and other big questions in AI policy as part of the fellowship. And if that's something you're interested in, you should come see our booth afterwards when there's going to be a link to apply, and the application is due this Friday at 11:59 p.m. So definitely show up for the reading group and the free food, and stay tuned for more details on the speaker series.
Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm Jack Cushman. I direct the Harvard Library Innovation Lab. We are part of the law school library, which actually you can see out of this window. We're across from the Langdell building. Christopher Columbus Langdell started the modern library that we have here in about 1850, and for 175 years, it has been the world's leading law library. If you wanted to construct the law, if you wanted to change the law, this was the best resource there was right here. But today, we are in the fastest period of change for tools for constructing the law and remaking the law that there has ever been. if you are 1L now, by the time you graduate, the tools will be different to do the law and to advocate and to change the world than they are today. We believe at the Library Innovation Lab that the way that you engage with a time like this is by building things. And it's what we've always done. We build PermaCC, which you'll use if you're on a journal. We build H2O Open Casebook, which some of your courses may offer. It's a free casebook instead of a $300 casebook. Not only that, a free and open casebook that is remixable and usable by everyone. We made Case.law, which digitized 40,000 volumes from that library to make the precedential law of the United States available to everyone. Today, in the AI moment, we think that we need to build things to understand what is happening so that we can understand and be part of and make tools that will succeed instead of fail, make tools that will help students learn instead of helping students procrastinate so that you come out as better lawyers instead of worse lawyers. Make tools that will help judges write accurate things faster in their decisions instead of inaccurate things slower. Make tools that will help individuals represent themselves to start to close this justice gap. For people who are lower income in the United States, 90% of the desperate needs that they have for legal representation go unmet. That means evictions and foreclosures. That means losing jobs. That means immigration status. That means the status of having custody of your kids. 90% of those things don't have lawyers. They come out drastically worse that way, and that happens about once a year for someone with a lower income. We think that the new tools that are happening now, the explosion of technology that's happening now, can address those things. In order to get that moving, we're going to run something this semester. We're starting up an informal Harvard Legal Hackers meetup. Harvard Legal Hackers is an international organization that is great. You should check them out. We're not technically part of them yet, but we're talking with them. They like what we're doing. We like what they're doing. So we're going to run a Legal Hackers meetup this semester. Once a week, we're going to get together with people who can code, people who can make things, people who have a dream about what the law should be. If that interests you in some way and you want to come riff with us, you want to come build with us, then get in touch. If you're here today, go downstairs on the 4th floor, the Library Innovation Lab. We have a sign-up sheet, and we can let you know when our first meeting is. And otherwise, if you want to reach out to us, our address is lil@law.harvard.edu. Drop us a line, and we'd love to talk with you about what you want to build, what you want to see the law become.
Hi, everybody. I'm Newman, she, her pronouns. I co-direct MetaLab at Harvard, which is a Berkman project, except we sit across campus on the Graduate School of Design campus, which some of you might know. And MetaLab has been around for 13 years now, and we've always been based at Berkman. And we were founded sort of in the spirit of interdisciplinarity, which is really popular now. 13 years ago, it was also popular, but specifically crossing the intersection of the humanities, design and art, and technology. And that's why we're on the GSD campus, but we're, again, a Berkman project. We're around a lot. And we work on a range of things. We actually have 3 labs. One is here at Harvard, one is in Berlin, and one is in Basel, Switzerland. Each lab has different things going on, is affiliated with one or multiple universities. And we're basically an international network of creatives and scholars. We're very open and inclusive. So if you're interested in being part of sort of scrappy creative community, you're invited to take part. I'm going to tell you about some of the projects that we're working on now, and then also how you can specifically come hang out if you're here at Harvard, and also if you're not. So the biggest, we do a number of things, from data visualization to art practice to design practice to more traditional scholarship, but usually our scholarship comes in less traditional forms, whether it be an exhibition or a performance or a choreographic interface or something that is really hybrid in terms of what it's doing. And we're focused on pushing the boundaries of what knowledge is, especially in the 21st century, when knowledge can take different forms and not always the forms that it's taken historically in academia or at the university. So some projects that are underway. Our biggest project based here at Harvard is called the AI Pedagogy Project. Some of you might know it. And it's essentially a guidance for educators, but also students and also the public. It's totally public. It's aipedagogy.org for how to engage with AI responsibly and critically during this time. It's not overly technical. It's very accessible. But we're not teaching you about AI. We're thinking about how AI dovetails with subject matter you might already be interested in or already studying. So it's not an AI curriculum, but rather what can we learn about history or journalism by seeing it through the lens of AI? And what can we learn about AI through seeing it through some other paradigm or lens? So I can talk to you more about that anytime. We have some new features on the roadmap coming out this fall, which I'm really excited about, including an LLM comparison tool where you can put one prompt in and simultaneously see multiple models respond to it, so you can really see the difference between models. And we also have multiple languages coming out on the site, and some deep dives into things like AI and climate, AI and labor, really explainers to sort of unpack a lot of the hype that's very popular right now. Another research project that's just kicking off where students could really get involved is a qualitative research project on LLM performance across languages, specifically looking at higher and lower resource languages because of, as you all know, the training data is very skewed toward English and also Western high resource languages. And so if you happen to be bilingual, happy to involve you in some of our research that we're going to be doing through design workshops and Zoom workshops throughout the next academic year. How to get involved? We host a monthly work share and mingle over at our offices across campus. This is open to anybody, including friends. You don't have to be Harvard affiliated. And we have different people share work in progress. We discuss ideas. It's super informal. There's good food. There's nice beverages. That happens once a month. Our next one is a week from today. David Weinberger is going to be talking about his new book on AI. And then we also have monthly meetings that are on Zoom for people who aren't always here or can't come to things on campus. So you can sign up around the corner. Our table, for those of you here, is just around the corner on this floor. You can sign up for our email list, and we also have a lot of stickers and swag. Hope to meet you. Thanks.
Thank you. So in addition to hosting, I think it's, hello, hi. So in addition to introducing our esteemed panel, I also get to talk about the student programs here at the center. But honestly, my job is very easy because they did a lot of the work. I'm really pleased that we have 2 students here on the panel, and that really goes to show and reflect that we love our programs that are student-led. We love to be in communication with you, and we try to be really responsive to the times. Our programming 2 years ago was very different, and I attribute a lot of the success of the programming to very vocal students who say, this is what matters, this is what's important. And so you're wondering here today, you're sitting here saying, great, I love all these things. How do I get involved? How do I stay connected? Well, I'm gonna ask you to sign up for the newsletter. And I know, eye roll, right? It's like another email, but please, please, please sign up for our email. On our flyer that everybody got today with the map, there is a QR code to sign up for the newsletter. Those of you who are watching this later, on our website, on the left side of the menu, it's the Get Involved page. There's a Harvard student-specific email. We don't put information that is more about news. We actually do specifically announcements and opportunities. And that could range from research assistant positions that are actually open now and available, events that you've heard about, the programs and application processes, and then we're going to be doing some reading groups as well that you'll be hearing about. And so in order for you to do that, we want you to be aware of that. So please, please sign up. We also want to know you more. So on the other side of that flyer, there's a tell us about yourself. It's a 60-second survey for you to kind of tell us if there are those specific things that you are interested about. So we hope that you'll fill those out. The last thing I want to end with, and I know is already emphasized here, is anecdotes that students tell me upon graduation. It's always in hindsight that they share with me that being a part of the Berkman Klein Center, this interdisciplinary space, that they were able to find meaningful connections. They talk about how difficult it is to connect with folks outside of their school, and that this place is a natural place to do that. A natural place of people who are curious, want to explore, are up to date on what is happening, and have varying perspectives that you might not get in your classroom. So you heard about the 3 different topics that we're focusing on this year, and we have a lot of programming, not only center-wide, but for students planned for this upcoming year. But the thing we're missing right now is your perspective. And it's really important that you all are a part of it. It is the heart and soul of our programming, and Shira talked about it a little bit. She scratched the surface on how special some of these relationships are when we're really in community with each other. So to round us out, I'm going to have our ASML, Applied Social Media Lab, kind of just summarize everything and invite you to the next part.
Bom dia. Good morning, everyone. My name is Guzo, pronouns him, he, him, but also they, them. I'm really excited to see this amazing panel, and thank you, Valerie, for organizing. I am working as a program designer, which means that the idea is to convene specialists and bring also students in the mix to generate and build public interest social media at the Applied Social Media Lab. The Applied Social Media Lab, together with the Institute for Rebooting Social Media, are projects underneath the Berkman Klein umbrella that also have opportunity for you students to get involved. So I'm really excited. There's a lot of opportunities on our website. If you also go to rebootingsocialmedia.org and go on the Get Involved tab, there is a fresh research assistant position call coming up. There are going to be the RSM speaker series for the fall, and there's going to be many other opportunities. Also, shout out to Sarah, who's host computer science PhD student who's hosting a reading group. So if you about red teaming policy. So if you're interested in learning more, go talk to Sarah. And just to tell how amazing this experience is, I'm today here presenting the Applied Social Media Lab and Institute for Rebooting Social Media, but I also got involved with Berkman Klein Center when I was a student or just a recent grad as a research assistant. So hot tip. Thank you so much.
Thank you.